Hello, thank you for joining me today. My name's Paula. So today's sequence is a prenatal sequence that is not overly strenuous, but we're going to work through the whole body. So if you have got some props, please have them with you. You just have a block, you can have a blanket, and either a bolster or just a couple of cushions. It's really just for the end when we lie down in our Shavasana. We want to have a little bit of support when we're lying down. So it could be cushions, it doesn't have to be a bolster. If you don't have a block, if you don't have a blanket, don't worry about it, that's fine as well. Just we'll do the best that we can. And so just to begin with, we're going to start in a seated position. And if you do have a blanket and you want to sit up a little bit higher, just go for that now. So you could use your block as well, but a blanket can feel quite nice. So it's just elevating the hips a little bit higher than the knees. We're going to start with the legs in just a comfortable seated position. So you could have whatever leg you want in front just to begin with, and we're going to start just with our eyes closed. So take a few moments, make yourself feel comfortable. When you're ready, resting your hands down onto your thighs and closing down your eyes. Taking the first few moments here to gather and settle. Starting to feel into your seat. So the sitting bones slightly pressing down into the blanket or the mat underneath you. Picturing the length of your spine all the way from the base. And the tailbone, the sacrum, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, and the neck. And with each breath in, imagine space being created along the entire spinal column. Energy reaching up and out through the crown of the head as the hips ground down. And gently extending into your breathing. And slowing down the inhale. And slowing down the exhale. Allowing the face to be soft and the shoulders soft. Staying with your breathing for another few moments. And then gently opening up the eyes. Come into a bit of a tighter cross-legged position, and let's all start now with the right leg in front, and I will be mirroring you, so I'll have the opposite leg in front. And so coming into a bit of a tighter cross-legged position, have the hands down by your side, fingertips or palms pressing down. Take a big inhale to lengthen up. And then as you exhale, starting to hinge forward at the hips, walking your hands forward to where you can. You could have the palms flat. If it feels okay for you, you want to take it a little bit further and stay on your fingertips, feeling free. And we're always just wanting to make plenty of space for baby and our belly. So if you're feeling like you need to open out your legs a little bit more, you want to back off a bit here, just feel free to do that. And a sense of pressing down through those sitting bones as you lengthen out through both sides of the waist. And that light focus on your breathing in and out through the nose. And then let's walk the hands back up. Taking that right hand away from the side of the body. So give yourself plenty of space. You don't want to be crowded here. Plenty of space away. Take that left arm up and over. Big side bend here. And keep pressing down through that left sitting bone. And then take an inhale, come back up through center, extend the arms away. We'll go the other way. So left hand down, extend that right arm up and over. You're pressing down through that right sitting bone now. Take a big inhale as we come back upright, reach those arms away. Exhaling, coming down the other side. Right hand down. And then taking an inhale, coming back through center, and then exhaling over to your left. And then we'll go one more time. Inhale through center, exhaling, coming down onto that right hand, and extending that left arm up and over. Relax that right shoulder away from the ear. We're going to hold this one. So keeping that left sitting bone pressing down. So if you're finding the hips coming up, just come a little bit further upright. And if it's comfortable for your neck, then you could turn your eyes to look up towards the ceiling. Trying to even out your breathing. And turn the head to look back to center, releasing that left arm all the way back down, letting the head relax down. A little bit of a stretch through that left side neck, and then coming back up to center. And let's swap the legs around. So taking your left leg in front now. Once again, grounding down through the sitting bones, hands by your side, take an inhale to lengthen up, and then exhale, starting to hinge forward at the hips. Just coming to where you feel you can hold for a few breaths. Deep, easy breathing. Shoulders softening away from the ears. And then walking the hands back up. Taking that left hand away from the side of the body, placing the palm of the hand down, coming up and over with that right arm, dropping that left shoulder away from the ear. And we'll move through a couple of times again. Taking a big inhale, reach out through the hands as you go through center, and then right hand down, left arm up and over. And then inhale, coming back up through center, and exhaling over to your left. And then inhale, back through center, exhale, and then inhaling, coming back up through center. Last time, let's hold it over to your left now. So down onto that left hand, pressing down through that right sitting bone, and maybe turning the head to look up towards the ceiling, reaching out through the top fingertips, dropping that left shoulder away, making sure that right hip is staying down. Turn the head to look back to center. Keep the torso where it is, and let's bring that right arm down, pointing away through the fingers. Let the head relax down. Just opening up through that right side of the neck for a breath here, and then coming back upright. Let's come off the blanket or your block if you're on one at the moment, and then extend the legs out long in front of you. Feet at least hip distance apart, and you might be a little bit wider, just again making plenty of space. We want to have the feet parallel, lengthening up through the lower back. Sweep the arms up, take an inhale, reach up through both sides of the waist. As you exhale, start to come forward, and you might just come a little bit further forward. Don't worry about coming too deep here. Let those hands come down, turn the palms down, sweep the hands back about a forearm's distance behind you, fingers pointing forward, and then bend the knees, feet flat onto the mat, lifting your hips up. And if it feels comfortable, you might be able to let your head relax back. Bring the head back up. Bring the hips back down. Extend the legs out long. Sweep the arms up. Inhale, grow out of the waist. Exhale, folding forward. Sweep those hands down. Fingertips pointing forward. Forearms distance behind you. Bend the knees, feet flat on the mat. Lifting the hips up. Taking a big inhale, if you're comfortable, let the head relax back. Inhale, bring the head back up. Exhale, hips come back down. Extending the legs away, flexing through the feet. Sweep the arms up. Last time, inhaling. Exhale. Sweep the hands back. Palms down, feet flat on the mat. Lift the hips up, and we're going to hold this last one. If you feel more comfortable to keep the head looking forward, that's absolutely fine. Keep pressing down through the feet. Try to lift the hips if you feel comfortable. Just the last couple of breaths, you can let that head relax. Keep pressing the chest up towards the ceiling. Take one more big inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale to bring the head back up, bring the hips down, and extend the legs out long. Just taking a moment here, just in your upright position. We're going to keep this left hand just by our side and then bend this right leg up, and we're going to take hold of the right big toe with a pistol grip, so our first two fingers. This is somewhere you could use a scarf or a strap if you're finding it quite hard to grab onto your foot, or you could hold onto your ankle if that's better for you. So we're going for this bow and arrow type action. We're going to lift up through the lower back, lift the leg off and draw the knee in. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to let the leg go forward and let your upper body relax down. And we'll just go again. So we're drawing that knee in. Take an inhale, lengthen up, and then exhale, letting it go and fold down. And again, inhaling, draw the knee in, and exhaling. And we'll go just two more times. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's release that. Just take both arms down. You let the legs really relax. Make sure you've got plenty of space and just folding forward. You don't have to worry about the back lengthening or anything like that. Just let yourself relax for a moment. Maybe closing down the eyes. And then let's take an inhale. Come back upright. If you can, just legs just a little bit more narrow, just to where it feels like it's possible to keep finding that opening through the hip. Right hand by your side, taking hold of the left big toe or your ankle, or using your strap. Lifting that leg, bringing that knee in, take an inhale, and then exhale, letting it go forward. And then again, inhale, bring that left knee in, and then exhaling. And again. Two more. Try to keep lifting out of the lower back as you draw that left knee in. Last one. And just letting it go. And again, you might want to open your legs out a little bit wider. Just letting the torso really relax forward and closing down the eyes. You might find that you're starting to have a little bit more space to come forward. And then inhale, coming back upright, crossing the legs, and we're going to come over into our tabletop position. So coming over the knees and stepping back into your tabletop, finding the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips, spreading into the fingers here. Taking a couple of rounds of cat-cow. So we're going to release the belly down, tailbone and chest reaching up towards the ceiling, lifting the eyes. Take an inhale. As you exhale, press the mat away, curl the tailbone under, tucking the chin in. And then releasing, inhale, tailbone lifts, sternum reaching forward and up, shoulders away from the ears, and then exhale, going the other way. Middle part of the back pressing up towards the ceiling. And then last one, inhaling. And exhale. And coming back into your neutral spine, tuck the toes under and starting to lift the hips up into your down facing dog. And you might want to keep your knees slightly bent if that feels better for you. Make sure you have your feet as wide as you need them to be. Try to keep them parallel if you can. And if you're starting to feel okay, you can start to draw those quadriceps up to reach the heels down as the hips lift up towards the ceiling. Just let your eyes settle in between the ankles. Just wrapping the armpits to face in towards one another as you press through the inner edges of the hands. 2 more full breaths here. Rise up onto the balls of the feet. Take an inhale as you take that right leg up into your 3-legged dog. Keep the leg parallel. Draw that left quadricep up. Take another big inhale. Reach that right heel up and then step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. So we're stepping out into a nice wide lizard and then dropping down onto that left knee. Release the top of that left foot down. Tips of the shoulders away from the ears, sternum reaching forward and eyes slightly forward. A little bit of engagement pressing down through that right heel. Imagine you're trying to draw it in towards that left knee. Just a subtle action, not too strong. Just breathing into that left hip flexor. Just noticing if there's any space that starts to allow that to release a little bit further. Taking 1 more full breath here. On your next inhale, you might come up onto the fingertips, and then as you exhale, we're going to start to straighten into this right leg, so flexing that right foot towards the face and then walking your hands a little bit further back. This is somewhere if you had your bolster, you could put your hands on the bolster, or if you need a block or 2 blocks, you could be up on a block just to give yourself a little bit more height if that feels supportive for you. Once we're here, if you want to go a little bit further, just take another inhale. As you exhale, you might be able to walk those hands a little bit further away. Once again, thinking about that right outer hip drawing back. Sternum's reaching forward. Just 1 more full breath. And then let's bend into that right leg. Bring the wrists a little bit more underneath the shoulders. We're going to kickstand this left foot back behind and start to turn over towards the left leg. Bring this right knee so it's bent and a little bit closer in, and the right ankle's in line with that left knee. This right knee over that right ankle. I'm going to turn the shoulders to face the side. Take the arms out to the side, inhaling. As you exhale, bring that right forearm down and the left arm up and over. So we're coming into a variation of our Paschimottanasana or side angle pose here. Opening up through that left side body. And for some of you, you might feel comfortable to bring the hand down just to the inside edge of that right ankle, or even place the palm flat, but just give yourself plenty of space. So one more full breath. Bring this left arm down and then bring it down in front of you. Make sure you've got enough space. We're going to walk the hands out away from the legs, palms flat. So as if you're in your down facing dog torso here. So we're trying to lengthen out through the waist and the spine. And then bring this left foot back behind you. We're going to tuck the left toes under, lift that left knee off, and then place that left heel back down. We're going to walk this right foot a little bit further back so the heel is in line with the inner arch or in line with that back heel. Two more breaths. Walking the hands back towards the front of your mat. Walk this right foot out to the side to give yourself space to step back into your down facing dog. Just resettling into your down facing dog for 3 breaths. Rising up onto the balls of the feet. Taking that left leg up to your 3-legged dog. Keep drawing that right quadricep up. Take a big inhale to lift that left heel up a little bit higher, and then we're going to step that left foot to the outside of the left hand. Coming into your lizard, dropping down that right knee. Release the top of the right foot down. Tips the shoulders away from the ears. Eyes slightly forward, just so we've got that sternum reaching forward, back of the neck long. Keeping that subtle connection between that left heel pressing down, slightly drawing in towards that right knee, just so we're not just collapsing down. Taking one more inhale. You might come up onto your fingertips to give yourself a bit more space here. As you exhale, starting to straighten into this left leg, walking your hands a little bit further back. And if you would like to use a prop here, then please take your time to do that. And taking an inhale, and for those of you that want to, walking your hands back out again, exhaling to fold down. Trying to flex that left foot towards the face. If you find that you need more space, you could just shuffle that left foot a little bit further over to your side. Give space for the belly. One more full breath. And then let's bend into that left leg. Kickstanding this right foot back behind you. It's walking your hands over to the right. Bringing that left heel so it's in line with the right knee. And you kind of shorten your stance. So when you come upright, this left knee is over that left ankle. This right hip is over the right knee. And taking the arms out to the side, take an inhale. And then exhale, left forearm down, right arm up and over. Maybe turning the head to look up to the ceiling. Just opening up through the right side of the body now. Just making sure this left shoulder is not collapsing in. You're pressing down into that left forearm. And maybe for some of you, bringing that left hand down to the inside, or maybe bringing the hand or the fingertips down. And then let's bring this right arm down. Bring both hands down in front of you. Walking your hands away on that diagonal line, thinking about creating a down-facing dog torso here. And then take that right leg back behind you, tucking the right toes under, lifting the knee off, and then planting that right heel back down. And then we're going to walk this left foot, toe heel it just a couple of times back. So the left heel is now in line with the inner edge of the right arch or back heel. Last couple of breaths. Walking your hands back around to the front of your mat, walking this left foot out to the side, space to step back into your down-facing dog. Just taking one breath in your down dog. Looking forward to your hands, we'll step the right foot to the outside of the right hand and the left foot to the outside of the left hand. And then we're going to, heels are slightly in, toes can be turned out, and then coming down into your malasana squat. Palms the hands together. This is somewhere where you could sit on a block or your bolster, or if being off the ground doesn't work for you, sit down on the ground and work this position here. You're gently pressing out with the elbows, squeezing in with the inner thighs. Think about the hips being heavy. And a sense of allowing the pelvic floor to be really soft here. So you're just relaxing the pelvic floor. At the same time, sense of growing up and out through the crown of the head. Easy breathing. And then bringing those hands down. Use your hands to help yourself sit back down. Extend the legs out long in front of you. Let's give them a little bit of a shake out here. And we're going to get ourselves ready for our Shavasana. For our Shavasana, we want to lie on our left side. It's just recommended to lie on your left side, especially as you get into the past 15 weeks, into the second and third part of your trimester. Just because we've got a major artery that runs down the right side, and we want to just keep as much circulation flowing and oxygen available for baby and yourself as well. So bolster or your cushion. If you want to use a cushion or a blanket for your head, then please feel free to pop something down. I'm going to lie down on the left side. And if you don't have a blanket, you could just extend your arm long as well. Bringing the bolster or your cushions in, placing that right leg over the top, closing down your eyes. Just taking your time to make yourself feel comfortable. Sense of surrendering the weight of the body. Softening the face and the shoulders. Allowing yourself to come to complete rest for the next few minutes. Just please feel free to stay resting here if you'd like to. And if you're ready to come back up to a seated position, just starting to deepen into your breathing. Feeling the breath fill the whole body. Starting to bring a little bit of movement into your hands, into your feet. You can gently open your eyes. You can bring the leg off the bolster. And just using your right hand, press yourself up to a seated position. And then we'll just come into a comfortable cross-legged position for the last few moments. Resting the hands down onto the thighs for a moment. Closing the eyes again. could leave your hands on the thighs, or you could place your hands onto your belly, or one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the heart. Just breathing into your hands. Acknowledging your effort to come to the mat, and also the amazing process that your body is going through at the moment. And then let's bring the palms, the hands together into your prayer in front of your chest, just slightly tucking in the chin. And thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.